Inconsistently consistent.
So I think for the new year, Melanie.
I'm sorry, I'll go by a different name now.
You
I'm
do
a
the
sovereign citizen. I'm seceding.
No, you do the intro. You can't yield your time.
I forget how to do the intro. How do I do it?
You say hello.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And then it's followed by something else.
Followed by the name of the podcast and who you are. I'm not inserting the things because that will just make me do the intro.
Damn it.
I'm on to
He
you.
figured it out. Okay. Hello and welcome to I forgot. I don't know what to say.
The name of the podcast.
I know, but I was like, how do I say it? Like, oh, inconsistently consistent, or do I go the podcast inconsistently consistent? How do I go here from here? I don't know.
I normally say just inconsistently consistent.
No, it's been a long time. I've made you do this for a long time, and I just completely forgot what it sounds like.
Yeah, this is why we were supposed to alternate, so that way you wouldn't forget how to do this.
I don't think that's exactly why. But I've been making you do it for a long time now,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of been like a bit,
It's been a bit, yeah.
and then like I kind of like it started off as a bit, and then it was like I wonder how many times in a row I can make her do it and get away with it. And then, I couldn't count them because I have ADHD. I couldn't keep track of that. So I
Mm-hmm.
have no idea how many times it was. But now I don't remember how to do it. Okay. Hello, and welcome to Inconsistently Consistent, a podcast by two idiots. And my name is Melanie.
My name is Rachel. I'm the second half of these idiots.
I'm the first half of these idiots.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year. Welcome to the year 2023, and hopefully the world won't end. Or maybe it should.
Oh, God. Well, all right. We're starting off that way.
I don't know. It's that kind of year, 2020, 2021, 2022. It's been a whole hell shithole,
I will say this year is not starting off the greatest, considering Jeremy Renner was in a snowplow accident within like the first 3 days of the year and is currently in the ICU.
Yeah.
And I think there's been like a bunch of shootings in the States, and I think some celebrity died.
Some celebrity died.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was somebody like big enough for me to actually care about.
I don't know who it was either, but I just love that you have vaguely said, oh, some celebrity died. And I don't know if it was big enough for me to actually care about.
And apparently the new variant of COVID is called the Kraken.
The Kraken?
And it's more contagious, transmissible than the other variants.
Oh.
Yeah.
I did have COVID over Christmas, so I rang in the new year with COVID. I'm just getting over it, and that's why my voice sounds fucked. So I may just break out into a coughing fit in the middle of this. So it's been a pretty cursed year so far.
Mm-hmm. I did not have COVID. I haven't gotten COVID at all. I don't know how. Ever.
This was my first time.
And
I lost my COVID virginity.
You did.
Over Christmas.
You did lose your COVID virginity. And how was that? How was your first time with that?
Not as painful as people say.
Yeah, it was gentle with you.
Yeah.
Did it give you some
I don't
after?
like the rest of. No, I don't like this metaphor because my entire family has it. I don't like it. I don't like it anymore.
Okay, we're gonna stop that metaphor, but yeah, it's the new year. It's 2023. We turned 30 this year.
Yes, we turned 30. 30
Yes,
30.
30 30.
Dirty 30, I said with a D.
Dirty 30 30 30.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What else is going on this year? Nothing really. Not yet, anyways.
It's a big year for a bunch of like milestone birthdays in my family.
Mm-hmm.
Like a whole bunch of people are turning like different milestones. So like my aunt is turning 65 and like another aunt is turning 75, another aunt is turning 50, or like her and her twin brother.
Mm-hmm.
Um Cousins are turning 50. Um so like a whole bunch of milestone birthdays and they're all like one after the other.
Mm-hmm.
And so the whole bunch of birthday parties I have to go to in my family
Yeah, I think for
all around.
milestones, it's only me and my grandma because my grandma turns 80 this year.
Your grandma is so young compared to my family.
Well, my other
All
one
my
is,
grandparents are dead.
oh,
Yeah, that's how old they are.
no, my other grandma is 87 or 88. Listen,
Mine would be in their 90s.
the women in my family live for a very long time.
My my great aunt who passed away last year, she turned 100. Was it
Mm.
101? Just there before her birthday. No, she took perm before her birthday. Jesus Christ. On her birthday before she passed away is what I was trying
Mhm.
to say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
milestone year. Also, I'll be halfway through my master's at some point this year, which is crazy to think about.
All have been practicing law for 4 years.
That's crazy to think about.
Yeah, four score and 20 years ago.
How does that make you feel?
Don't therapize me. I'll tell Chelsea.
Oh, not
I'll
fair.
tell on you.
Oh, that's not fair. Don't do that. That's rude.
What are you gonna do about it?
I'll fly to Newfoundland and beat you.
Okay, I miss you.
I miss you too, but I will be in Newfoundland this year. That's true because Kayla's getting married, one of our somewhat mutual friends.
Yes, she's in our friend square.
I say somewhat because Melanie, I don't know if you and her have actually met yet.
We've met on a couple of occasions, but it's always been a hello, goodbye.
Okay, yeah. Yes, Kayla's getting married this year, so I will be in Newfoundland because I'm standing in the wedding, which I'm very excited for.
Hmm.
Uh
Kayla and I have not had a real conversation. Only hello, goodbye.
yeah, they haven't actually
Mhm.
hung out, which
Yeah,
I'm my goal. I think one of my things is to get to change that so you guys actually hang out.
yeah, because you and Lexi
Hmm.
are really good friends with Kayla and are both in her wedding.
Hmm.
And both Kayla and I have not really had a full conversation. So
Yeah.
that's why we call it a friend square,
Yes.
because we have these weird triangles that make up a square.
Yes. Exactly.
Hmm.
A triangle is a square, but a square is not a triangle.
That's not
I
true.
know that's not what it is, but for this metaphor, it
There
is.
are triangles in a square,
Yes.
but there are no squares in a triangle. Yes,
Yeah.
there are.
Oh yeah, there's
There's
squares.
little. There
Yeah.
are if it's a right triangle.
Yeah.
Then this. Damn it! Move on.
Anyway, we're moving on. Yes. So this episode, we don't really have anything planned. We're just gonna have like a chat of sort and just kind of talk
Hmm.
about whatever we feel like talking about, and then we're going to get back to our regularly scheduled programming for the next episode.
Mm-hmm.
So, I did have a question for you.
Yes, no, maybe so.
But I think I know the answer already. New Year's
Okay, then don't ask it.
but I want to ask it so you can tell the lovely listeners.
Okay.
New Year's resolutions. You make them, yes or no?
No.
Why? Explain.
Explain? Okay, I shall explain.
Explain.
Um, so New Year's resolutions, first of all, I wouldn't remember them if I even tried to make them. ADHD brain. So that would be difficult for me to even try to stick to.
Mm-hmm.
And second of all, goal planning as someone with ADHD is really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like to try to set a goal and then reach it. And also, like, um, I don't think ahead. So the
Mm-hmm.
way I see time and my concept of time is like now and not now.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's not now, it's like if it's not this immediate moment,
Mm-hmm.
then thinking about what's not right this second is not now. It just doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
So how does one plan a goal? Like if you're like, I'm going to uh I don't know, give me as example New Year's resolution, Rachel. I can't think.
So, I actually have a list of the top 10 ones that people make.
Okay.
So, um, one of them
Give me one of them.
is read more. Some people say they want to read more.
Okay. So how does one make a goal for read more, right? I would need to know how much I read now and
Mm-hmm.
then to plan in the future for reading more. So do I have to plan to be like, okay, well, each day I have to plan to spend time reading? I can't plan to do anything, right? I barely feed myself. I remember to do that at this point,
So,
right?
yeah,
So, dear God.
but with the read more one, I know I it's not really a goal. So, like, I have an app called Goodreads, and basically, what it is it tracks how many books you read, and it gives you the chance to set a reading goal for the year.
Mhm.
So, what you do is you input how many books you want to read, and then you track your progress throughout the year when you finish books.
Yeah.
So I do that because I do like to read.
Mhm.
And last year I read 25 books. And this year I set my goal for 30 books because I'm turning 30.
Okay.
And like a bunch of my other friends do the same thing. So we made like a unofficial book club on Facebook.
Mhm.
And we're going to talk about our books and everything and give each other suggestions and do all that fun book club stuff without any actual like, oh, we have to meet like once a month and we all got to read the same book,
Mhm.
because our interests vary in books, and the good thing about Goodreads, I'm just going to plug the app even though we're not sponsored. I really like the app.
Yeah.
um I track my textbooks on there, so those count towards my reading goal.
Ah,
Yeah.
I think that's cheating.
No, it still counts because I'm reading them. I mean,
Okay.
I'm being forced to read them, but I'm still reading them.
Yeah, it wasn't like a willingly read.
I'm not. Why would I willingly? Oh my god, willingly
Willy wee.
Why would I willingly read the Canadian Counselor and Psychotherapist Association Code of Ethics? Explain that to me.
I don't know.
Exactly. Exactly.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm not gonna try.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Like, why would I have willingly read half the books we did in our undergrad?
Well, I mean, I did an English degree, so I read novels.
Yes. But
So,
would you have willingly read the novels if you weren't doing an English degree?
I mean, some of them were good. So, yes to some, no to most of them.
Exactly.
Hmm.
But yeah, so that's one of the things that one of the top, that's number 10 actually for the most
Hmm.
common ones.
Yeah. What about you and um, New Year's resolutions? Do you make them?
So I don't call them resolutions because I don't want it to be something that, like, if I don't accomplish it, then I'm like, oh, I failed me. You know?
Hmm.
So I just make like a few goals of things I want to accomplish throughout the year. And it's not something that, like, I want to, it doesn't necessarily have to be like, I'm going to do all of these by December 31st.
Okay.
Because some of them are just like, you can't really, like, one of mine is I want to do more self care things for myself.
Hmm.
And like, I can't really be like, okay, by the time December 31st rolls around, I'm done on my self care. Because that's not how self care works.
Yeah, self-care is only 2023, 2024. I'm letting myself go.
2024, I'm going to let myself spiral into anxiety ridden mess. But because like another one is I want to try and get like my finances more on track, and that's not something that I'm gonna be like, okay, 2023, get my finances on track. 2024, gonna spiral and spend all my money. It's these are the kind of things that are like I want to start, and hopefully they turn into habits. So when I make my goals for the year, I do things that I can hopefully eventually turn into habits because I don't want
Hmm.
it to just be like a one-time thing.
Yeah.
We got asked this at work on New Year's Eve, and common one that people were saying. The top two common ones are like exercise more and lose weight, which they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Um, which was like a common answer among coworkers, which is fine. But the same thing, like I would like to exercise more, but it's not something that I'm going to be like 2023 exercise more, 2024 let myself go and end up on 1,000-pound friends.
Jesus.
It's something I want to eventually turn into a habit.
Yeah. I I just I find goal setting for me is hard because I don't have like concrete conceptions of
Hmm.
time for how my brain works. Because ADHD is just fucked up
Hmm.
for how your brain works. Like you have no concept of time management. I have to like either have someone else run my time management for me
Hmm.
or have it run through a calendar with like um, reminders and like alerts and stuff if I
Hmm.
have any hope of doing anything in like any type of managed amount of time. But I rebel against that because I hate that. My brain hates that because I just want to just be like free and floaty everywhere, right?
Hmm.
Don't want any of those structures, but I can't get anything done if I don't have that structure.
Then you picked the worst profession.
I any profession would be uh terrible unless I was just like I get paid to just like I don't know, float in the ocean and just be like, "Wee."
You just put okay, but I guess
Just
on that
wee.
you have set some goals, even though it's taken you Some of them take some time. Like you opened your own law firm, which I know was a goal you wanted to do. You wrote a
Yeah, it's
book.
more like out of spite.
Listen, even if you do it out of spite, it counts.
Yeah, but me like setting like a time goal
Mhm.
or like setting something like be like I'm going to do this very specific thing, like when people are like I want to lose 10 pounds in this amount of time type of thing. Like
Mhm.
that I haven't got no hope for any of that stuff because that's
Mhm.
like very specific type of stuff, right? Like that can't happen. I
Yeah.
need flexibility and I need to accommodate the fuck out of my own brain,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, I don't set them with like certain times, like saying like by the end of this year, I'm gonna have like $10,000 in saving. That's not realistic, but I'm not. I'm not setting like specific time things for that. I mean, the only thing that I have a time on is when I want to finish my master's because I want to not work in payroll anymore.
hmm
But that's kind of like the only
hmm
thing that I really have like a time because I could take, I think it's like 7 years you can take up to finish the master's.
Yeah.
And like you can take semesters off and you can take like sections off. And I'm like, I'm going to go ham because I want to get this done so I can be done with tax forms. And hate doing all the year end crap we have to do at work
Oh, I know.
because we're doing that now. And I hate it because everything broke
Yeah.
this week and it's been very inconvenient and frustrating.
See, I hate running a business
Yeah. I mean, I don't run a business, but eventually.
because of that stuff. Like, I hate that year-end stuff with running a business. It's ugh.
Mm,
But like, I have an accountant who handles like the worst of it. But like, I still like hate my part of it.
yes.
And the accountant's like, "Get me this and this." I'm like, "I don't want to do it."
Yeah, but you have Alexi for that.
I know. Um, I forgot what I was talking about though. Yeah, I don't know what I was talking about before I said that.
You saying how you hate sending things to your accountant and Lexi's the only reason that things get done.
Yeah, things get done and that I don't just pack it all
And
in and say, "Oh, the office is closed forever."
yeah, you just don't
And
implode.
nothing specific else was said. Exactly,
No.
swear, quack quack.
No, nothing. Going.
I'm not guilty of anything.
Some things though, like certain things force you to make goals for things. So, I hate the tax forms, but because we have like deadlines that we have to do everything done, I'm like, oh, I have to do all this nonsense and chase clients. Your accountant probably feels the same way. Chase the clients to get
Yeah.
this stuff so we can file the things and not have penalties with the tax government people who's
Yeah,
called
also
the
because
CRA.
my accountant basically changed. We had like we use a company and the person that was there who
Mhm.
I loved her. Okay, she was my favorite because it's changed a few times. It's been
Mhm.
turnover in that position. I don't think
Yeah.
it's my fault. It probably is. It might be. I don't think it's my fault. Um, she was there the longest and I liked her so much, but then she moved on to a different position. And now I have some dude there, okay, and I don't like him.
Mm.
And so I don't want to give him anything.
Yeah, I get that.
I don't want to answer any of his emails.
That's how I feel when
And it's just making it so much harder. I know.
I see a certain like email come through from a certain account I have and I'm like, oh, go away. I'm like, don't email me. Oh, so we
Yeah,
do surveys at we have surveys that go out to our clients at work and they just ask like they're very generic surveys and they just ask like on a scale from 1 to 10 how would you rate blah blah our service, blah blah blah. Would you recommend any of us to blah blah blah, you know?
Mhm.
So one of mine, she and the scale they have is they need to change the scale and we've complained, but apparently they won't. So anyways, to get like a promoter, you have to get like a 9 or a 10 on the survey.
Okay.
And like 6, 7, 8, that's considered passive and that doesn't do anything for like the overall score of the company. So
Mhm.
one of mine did the survey and she gave a 7 and she wrote a comment and her comment was lack of cheerfulness. I was like, I don't know how you can get that from an email, but all right.
Because there were no emojis.
Yeah, because also I've never spoken to this client on the phone. We only email. Most of mine only email unless they want a phone call for something specific. So I had to ask them for something the other day, and I was just like, "Can you confirm this information for us?" And I was looking at it, and I wrote, well, it was in French, but basically, I was like, "Can you confirm?" I looked at it, and then I wrote at the end, "Please and thank you." To add some cheerfulness to the email.
Maybe you should start finishing your emails with cheers, Rachel.
Oh,
Right? How can they say you're not cheerful if you end your email with cheers?
yeah, I don't know if there's a French equivalent of that. It's only my French client that complained that said that, so I don't know how I can say translate that in French.
Oh.
I can just say like "Bonne journée,
Uh-huh.
on baguette." Maybe that's how I should just sign my email off. It's just "on baguette." I think she would like email somebody and be like, I don't know what's wrong with her today, but she's signing her emails with hon baguette. I
Send her
don't
pictures of cats.
I don't know what that means.
Send her pictures of cats wearing hats.
No, I'm gonna send her the video. So speaking of cats, I think I sent this to you, the newest version of the corn song.
The corn song.
It's corn, big floofy knobs. It's got the juice, it's got the juice. Can't imagine a more beautiful thing.
No?
Okay, so there's this kid who did that. He said he really likes corn. Somebody made it into a song. That's what it is. But somebody made a remix and it's about cats. So instead
Okay.
of it's corn, it's cats. Big floofy chunks. They've got the beans, they've got the beans, and the happiness they bring.
Yeah. I haven't seen this.
I thought I sent it to you.
But that could be the turning point to bring cheer to your emails.
Probably. I just send that song. No context.
Hmm.
Just have to add that to my signature with this link and she clicks it and it's like, what the heck is going on? Also, my newest thing I've been doing because I'm a dick at work is I jokingly I try to quit all the time
Mm.
because I'm a dick.
Yeah, so do I.
I literally will like they'll say something. So my manager in December was sending different like Grinch memes, and she'd ask like, "Oh, who do you think this? And who do you think matches this on our team or whatever?" And
It was you.
one of them unanimously, everybody was like, "Oh, it's Rachel," and I was like, "I quit. Here's my 2 weeks notice." And my manager comes back with, "I already told you I'm not accepting any resignations, and I'm not accepting yours until you show me proof that you have your master's degree." And I was like, oh, "That's not very nice of you. Like, that's rude."
She makes memes of you. She won't accept your resignation.
I know. It's so rude.
So rude. So
So
rude.
rude. She will not accept my resignation.
Speaking of being a dick,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I told you this, but I've been doing a lot of craft fairs selling my book
Mm-hmm.
around Newfoundland here, right? Like around
Oh, did
Central.
you guys know that Melanie wrote a book? It's called The Toy Maker. You can get it at melanieflynn.com, melanieflynnbooks.com.
Yeah, it's shocking.
Mm-hmm.
We only mention it almost every episode now.
What do we? No.
No.
No way.
But you know how much I love social interaction,
Oh,
being
it
an
is
introvert and also an asshole.
it is your top favorite thing to do. You love
I just
interacting with
love
people.
talking to people, being, an introvert and an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm I'm sitting at a craft fair, and it's probably like the third or fourth one that I'd done. This is probably November. It's probably the third or fourth one I'd done like a weekend in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And um they're all like Christmassy themed and all that. And I'm selling my book. I'm there. It's probably like 3 hours into it. I'm tired. I'm annoyed. And it's like Christmas music is blasting. I don't like Christmas music.
Who does?
There's lots of people, Rachel. We're in the
Yeah,
minority.
I know there's lots of people because I don't like Christmas music either.
Yeah. I don't like Christmas music. It's like blasting. And it's blasting behind my head because I'm right in front of the goddamn speaker, unfortunately.
So
Is
all
what
you're
my
hearing
that's
is "All I want for Christmas is you."
yes, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm just like at the end of my rope, and I'm like at the end of my like happy putting on like polite smiley like customer service face. I'm at the end of that,
Mm-hmm.
right? I'm at the end of my patience. And a woman comes to the table who's been there every goddamn week.
Mm-hmm.
And she took my lawyer card, but
Mm-hmm.
not my book card, right? And every week she comes and picks up my book and tells me how she can't read it because it's too scary. And yeah, like, but she's gonna come see me at my law office.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, I'm like, yeah, whatever. And it's just because I'm that like irritated. I've got a migraine coming on because of the speaker and the noise and the bright lights and all of that. They're all migraine triggers, and I'm just like fed up. And she's just like, I can't read it, because of moving dolls.
Mm-hmm.
And my book is not about, it's not like supernatural. It's
Mm-hmm.
a serial killer murder mystery type of
Mm-hmm.
thing. So I'm like, it's not it's not haunted. There's no moving dolls. And she goes, but the cover. And I'm like, no, it's just about a serial killer. And she's like, I live in the woods alone. I can't read that. And I'm
That's
like,
no problem.
that's fine. You live in the woods alone. I'm like, you're much more likely to get killed by a bear. And her face. And she just like the jaw dropped on her. And she just was looking at me, and because I was just like, statistically, serial killers are not that common, right?
Mm-hmm.
First, right? And then I was like, you're much more likely to get killed by a bear. But just asshole Melanie came out, right? And I just had no filter, and I was at the end of my rope, and my mom was with me, and she was just like, I think maybe you should go walk a lap or something, or maybe get a sandwich. 'Cause, You might be, not selling your book with the mouth on you right now. Anyway.
That's amazing. Only you
Yeah.
can say that. That's hilarious.
Anyway, my enjoyment of the whole situation went up so much in that one moment because of my own comment.
Oh, that's
So
amazing.
the Christmas cheer in me from that one comment just like went completely up, and I was like, all I want for Christmas is bears. And then she ran off, scared. So
Then she ran off and locked and she moved. She no longer lives in the woods. She moved. She
I don't
moved.
know. I don't know what happened with her. I
No.
haven't seen her since.
Okay, then the bear, either she moved or a bear got her.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah. So speaking of moving dolls, I mentioned to you over text that I went and saw Megan the other day.
Mm-hmm. Nice
So
segue.
yes. Oh, thank you. I try. So listeners, if you don't know what Megan is, it's like a sci-fi horror-ish movie. That's how I would describe it. Because it's about like a robot, spoiler alert, everybody, that ends up being evil. And it just proves that AI is going to go too far and it's going to take over the world. And then we're all going to become slaves to the robot overlords.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so it was one of those, it wasn't as gory as I thought it was going to be. It was, which was kind of nice, but like, there, it's so unsettling because I told this to you to watch a movie and the way they have the robot dressed up, she looks like a porcelain doll.
Yeah.
So it's like super creepy, just the way that she moves and everything. And at certain points, she'd reach out and like stroke one of the main character's face, and I was like, "Oh, don't touch her!" I was like, "Don't do it."
Was it like a kid she was with?
Yeah.
Because the
So
doll is a kid, right?
yeah. So basically, I don't know if you'll watch the movie, but I'll give like a brief thing. I'll try not to do too many spoilers, but anyways, there's a girl and her parents die in a car accident. Very sad. And her aunt adopts her and her aunt works for this toy company.
Mm-hmm.
And her aunt's been trying to make this like robotic doll or whatever, so she ends up making her and her name is Megan.
Mm-hmm.
And basically the premise is like the more time she spends with a specific kid, the more bonded they become, which is really creepy. And like she learns from the kid and stuff, so she spends all of her time with the main protagonist's niece. And
Okay.
like that's the kid that she'll stroke. She'll like reach up and just be like, "It's okay. I have these memories saved for you." And I'm like, "Don't fucking touch her." I'm like, "Just don't do it."
Oh my gosh.
And at one point, because I told you this over text, she's they're talking to her and she starts singing Titanium by Sia. And it's just this like doll thing that's like, shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium. And everybody in the theater started laughing, but it was that laughter that it was like, why is this thing singing? It was so creepy. And just the way that she would like tilt her head and look at something, she'd be like, did I do something wrong? And I'd be like, don't look at me like that. She's like, don't.
Oh my gosh. The trailer I saw for it
Mm-hmm.
looked really creepy.
It was so creepy.
I don't think I saw the full trailer,
Mm-hmm.
but the parts that I saw looked really creepy, and I only remember really seeing like the doll part of
Mm-hmm.
it and seeing how she was like talking and just like, I'm Megan, right? Type of thing.
Yeah.
And the way she was moving, and I think they might have CGI'd her a bit besides just doing some makeup
Hmm.
because it didn't look fully real.
Hmm.
But I don't know if that's just like what the trailer did because I didn't see much of it.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it looked. It looked the obviously the way that she moved and stuff. You could tell that it was not a real child, but she looked like I said. She looked like a porcelain doll because the way they had her done up. She had like this little dress on with like the white tights and the shoes with the buckles, and I was just like,
Yeah.
don't look at me like that. I was like, don't. And that's the thing. She'd like do those things, and they did the really good thing where something would happen. So like the main character, she was talking to her neighbor. The dog went missing. Spoiler alert. What do you think happened to the dog?
Oh no.
Oh yes.
The dog only
but
killed people.
but anyways, you see um the main girl talking to her neighbor, and she'll turn, and Megan's just standing in the window staring at her.
Ugh.
You're just like, go away, go die. Because like it starts off very like, oh, have a friend for her, but like the main little girl ends up getting like really attached to Megan, and it's very unhealthy
Oh yeah.
because there's like a scene where there's like a therapist that comes in, and she's like making sure the thing is a good fit with her being like the niece being with her aunt and everything, because she's got like power of attorney and all this stuff.
Mhm.
And during one point, the little girl, she's like screaming, like, I want to see Megan!
Oh
Where is
jeez.
Megan?
Oh
And the
my
therapist is
god.
like, it's okay to be upset. And she's like, I want Megan! And
Holy shit.
I was like, you need Jesus.
Yeah, you need Jesus, not Megan.
You need Jesus, not Megan. I will say, for what for who makes it, because it was made by the same people that do like I almost said Michael, that's not the name of the movie, like the Halloween movies and like all those types of ones. It's a
Oh yeah.
James James Wan production who did it.
Okay.
It wasn't as gory as I thought,
Oh.
which was I mean, I don't mind gory. Gory things don't get to me. It was kind of like refreshing for it to not to be super gory. So like, if you're not really into horror movies, I would recommend giving this one a go, just because like it's not your traditional gore. Like you
Mm-hmm.
only really see you only really see three ish people that get like seriously hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, like, a lot of the things happen like off screen that you don't really see. Like the
Yeah.
dog scene you don't see. That's an off screen thing.
Yeah. I can't handle on-screen animal violence.
Yeah, no, there's no on screen
That's
animal
one.
violence.
On-screen people violence I can handle. Except like sexual violence. Can't do
Yeah,
that.
no,
Can't do
no,
that on screen. No.
no.
I also don't see a reason that should ever be on screen.
They do it because they want to be like edgy and show that this happens or whatever. Looking
Yeah.
at you, 13 Reasons Why.
Oh my god, yeah, I forgot that
Multiple
holy
times.
shit.
Multiple times.
Yeah. I only watched the first season of that.
I've watched all the seasons.
I stopped after the first season.
Okay, I would not recommend. I think it's the second last episode of season 2. Is for sexual violence. I would not recommend it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go back and ever finish that series.
No, I wouldn't recommend. Because, like, if you think the scenes with, like, Hannah and Jessica are bad, I'll just tell you this because I know you're not going to watch it. There's a scene where Tyler, do you remember that character?
Uh, I don't
He's
remember the
the
names.
fog, the fog kid, the photographer kid.
Oh, yeah, I just Googled him.
Yeah,
Yeah, that guy.
yeah. There's a scene where he gets assaulted with a broom handle.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
And they show it?
they don't. They yeah. So they show it. They show like
But I mean, like, they, like, Sansa Stark show it.
yes. So they show like the character Monty grabbing the broom handle, and then they show the pants being pulled down, and then they show Tyler's face
Mm,
and his reaction to the broom handle being inserted and removed and inserted and removed.
Jesus.
Yeah. I don't know if they still show those ones because I know they took out the bathtub scene. So I don't know if they took out those scenes or not. I haven't rewatched it because it went downhill really fast after season 2.
Mm.
Like season 1 and 2 made sense because it was about like season 1 was about what Hannah did. Season 2 was about the aftermath and the trial. Then season 3 they tried to give Bryce a redemption arc and it just did not work. And then
Oh.
season 4 it was about Clay just slowly going insane. And then spoiler alert, Justin died of AIDS.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm okay to have stopped after season 1.
Yeah. I probably should have stopped, but I'm a sucker for punishment, so
Mm.
I'm like Mark. I'm a masochist.
Oh, got that Markiplier masochism.
I do got that Markiplier masochism. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have any other things. Anything else you want to talk about? I know we got to plan out what we're doing because our 1 year of doing podcast nonsense is coming up, so we got to plan something for that.
We've got to plan our anniversary, Rachel.
We got to plan our anniversary.
We got to bring the mood back up.
Yeah, we gonna plan our anniversary. We're gonna plan our anniversary. We're gonna like do some more probably Am I the Asshole things.
Yeah, we got to read some Reddit stuff. That's always fun.
Read some Reddit stuff. I think we're gonna do some more AI stuff.
Yeah, some AI generated fun. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
we talked about doing some more true crime stuff.
Mm-hmm. We did talk about doing some more true crime stuff because we like that.
Mm-hmm. Um, we've got some fun stuff planned for February. The month of love, Rachel. I'm not a Valentine's Day. I'm not a Valentine's Day fan either, but I think we have some fun episodes planned for that month
Mm-hmm.
that I'm excited about, right? We're going to play Red Flags again.
Yeah, we are.
We're going to play another round of that. Get some good ones for that. We have some fun episodes planned for February. So I'm excited for the February episodes.
Yeah, I think for one of the February ones we talked about doing some oh my god, hang on. Silly intimate stories,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, some silly sexcapade stories.
Yeah.
We wanted to play some games. And by we, mostly me. Okay, I want to play games.
We can play games. I like playing
I
games.
want to play games.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe we read some more fan fiction at some point.
Maybe
Fan
we do.
fiction is always a good time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. We got some fun stuff planned for the next year. It's going to be a good year podcast wise, and I can't wait to spend it with you listeners.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be back every second Friday.
Yeah, we're still doing the every second Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. If you want to see what we're going to be up to, you can follow our socials. We're Inconsistent Podcast 1 on Instagram. We are Inconsistently Consistent on Facebook. You can email us, inconsistentpodcast1@gmail.com. Melanie wrote a book. You
At
can,
melanieflynnbooks.com.
yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And
it.
our own individual Instagrams are now public.
Yes, they are. So Melanie's is at Melanie
With an extra E.
E.
427. No,
Oh,
there's no Flynn. It's just MELANIEE 427.
yeah, it is. Mine is _ Rachel VR_. I changed it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think we've covered everything.
Mm-hmm.
New year, new us.
New year, new us.
Not really. It's the same old us.
Same bullshit, though.
Same bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.